So I thought I'd share something with you that might be helpful, because it was helpful for me when I first started my coaching journey. And I used to think that coaching was all and only about asking questions. And I felt a real pressure to think, what's the next question? What's a good question? And then I felt a little bit guilty when a session with a client involved more than just asking questions. And it wasn't until Frank Dick, who is a great friend to the ActionCoach coaching team and, you know, Olympic coach to many of the stars, so he knows a thing or two about coaching, shared with me this idea of the fact that there is a spectrum or a range of coaching techniques. And at one side there is direct coaching, and at another there is indirect coaching. And so let me try and build that out for you so you can get an idea of where I'm going, but why it was a relief to me. Because direct coaching is things like sometimes you have to just tell someone what to do. If someone doesn't know what to do, you need to tell and be quite directive and to give instruction, highly appropriate for that person in that moment. As we go kind of along here, you might actually then start giving some advice. Or maybe say, you know, would you like some advice? You might offer advice. Then you'll give some feedback as the coachee starts to do stuff. You can give some feedback. Maybe you can make some suggestions. Then you start to ask questions. How was that? What could you do better? How did it feel? You might also then summarize. So as someone speaks to you, you might listen and then say, okay, here's what you've said. So effectively you're holding up the mirror. You can paraphrase as well, which is a different way of summarizing. It's not summarizing back exactly what's been said. It's maybe kind of summarizing it back by saying, so what you're saying is something like this. Maybe just, as I say, reflecting. And then, you know, really listening to understand. So you can probably see how that whole spectrum has moved from being very tell to much more about asking questions. And for me, that was a great relief to say, oh, there's quite a lot of tools in the coaching toolkit here. It's not just about everything needs to be questioned. It's highly appropriate to do many of those things. And I think the skill of the coach is to say, who's the person, what's their level of competence or understanding, and what is required here right now. Now, if I'm a coach who only ever does direct coaching, I'm probably being a one-dimensional coach. But equally, my view would be, if I'm only that kind of coach over here, only asking questions, I think, and I've seen it with clients, where it's like, will you stop asking questions and just tell me what to do? I think that's good feedback to get. So I think for me, that spectrum, that range is really important. Certainly for me, I think I've become a better coach by almost giving myself permission to slide between each of those styles. So I hope that helps you as it did me.